Hi, I'm Maddie,
I'm Karina.
and this is Everything But the Fairy Tale Sink. Today's episode is the Pennsylvania urban legend, The Bus to Nowhere.
Woo. All right. Well, I know nothing about it yet because I will be listening in with the viewers. But first, how are you, Maddie?
Pretty good, kind of tired. Stayed up late last night playing a video game with my roommate, but it was totally worth it because it was super fun. How about
Nice.
you?
I've, it's been a pretty stressful week, so I've been better, but we're pushing through. We're doing the small victories mindset. So, woo.
Right,
All
well,
right. Are we doing recommendation of the day?
yes, what is your
Woo.
recommendation of the day?
Ooh, my recommendation of the day is organize your stuff. It'll help your mindset so much. What about yours?
My recommendation of the day is the movie Midsummer. It is a horror movie, but unlike most horror movies, it takes place in broad daylight and is a little bit different. Also, fun fact, my wish from last week that every time you put the fitted sheet on, it goes on perfectly. My roommate made his bed and the fitted sheet went on perfectly. So my
So,
wish came true for one person.
woo, we have magic.
Woo!
I
Anyways,
don't know if mine
so
came true for anyone.
shall we get into today's episode?
Yes, we shall. I'm excited.
All right. So today's episode, as I previously mentioned, is the Pennsylvania urban legend of the bus that goes to nowhere. And there are other names for this bus. There is also the Wandering Bus, Bus Zero, and the Phantom Bus. This bus is primarily seen in Philadelphia, although it is seen in other parts of the state. And it has no destination or display, unlike any of the other buses in that area. And it is part of the SEPTA bus system, which stands for the Southeastern Philadelphia Transportation Authority. And sometimes that bus has no route number, which is very uncommon for buses, or it says Route Zero, which is not actually a real route in the system.
Okay, so I gotta ask quick.
Yes.
Why would you get on a bus that has no indicator of
Okay.
what it is?
I was just about to get to
Oh,
that. Okay.
my bad. I was just like,
So
all right,
all
go
good.
ahead.
So the bus only appears for certain people, and those certain people tend to be at the lowest moments in their life. So maybe they've lost a loved one, they've lost a job, or they're just really not feeling it. And the bus doesn't stop for anybody with a destination in mind. You just kind of get on the bus. You're on the bus for as long as you need to be, which can be minutes, hours, years, really as long as you need to just kind of relax and process what you've gone through. Sometimes there are other people on the bus, but nobody talks to each other. You all just kind of sit and process and think.
God, I wish
And
public transportation was like that.
huh?
I wish public transportation was like that.
I know, wouldn't that be nice? You just sit in
No,
silence. There'd be
no
no
creepy old men trying to poke you in the shoulder, like, "How's your day been, sweetheart?"
ew, no.
I know, it's gross.
So these people are on the bus for as long as they need to be, and they once they depart the bus, they don't actually remember what happened on the bus ride. They just kind of get off it and they just exist. They all they really remember is just staring out the window and watching the city pass by them. So
So they do remember being on the bus itself, just nothing that happened.
yes, yes,
Interesting.
it is very strange. So afterwards, the people find themselves where they want to be in life. So they end up getting off the bus happier than they were when they got on. And sometimes the bus can drop them off to the moment right before whatever bad happened, and maybe they can try and figure out a way to correct what happened so that the bus doesn't appear to them again. Which, yeah.
I'm like, that
um
sounds delightful.
some riders, however, aren't so lucky, and they do end up riding around in a constant state of despair because they aren't able to process what's happened, or they're not able to figure out when is an appropriate time for them to get off the bus. And so that part's not so cool. And a lot of people believe that one day the bus will just disappear and take everybody who's still riding with it. So it just disappears.
Where did that part come from?
I don't know. I was reading and I'm like, hold on. So these people get on the bus, they process the bad things, and then they get off the bus. But maybe one day the bus just goes poof.
It's like you might get free therapy, but you also might disappear for the rest of eternity, and there's
Yes.
no in between.
Yes. And the weird thing is there's no clarity on whether or not people have actually gone on this bus or talked about their experiences. So who really knows? But when they get on, there is an automated voice that tells them that they are departing, but there's never an arrival announced. And weirdly enough, you always have to run to get to the bus. So the bus stops ahead of where you need to go. You run to the bus leaves, you chase the bus, you get on the bus, you go.
That's so much work.
I know, but maybe you figure things out in the process. I don't really know.
Maybe it's showing that you're willing to go process your emotions instead of shoving them all down. Maybe
That is
it's a
very
metaphor.
possible. That is very possible. And so many urban legends are born on the internet. And this one, I actually found the claimed source of the legend. And it was penned by a Philadelphia-based comedian named Nicholas Mira. So, maybe there's some truth to this. Maybe it's just a made-up post on the internet to, try and make people feel better and hope that maybe a bus will come pick them up. But I, for one, ever since reading the Percy Jackson series when I was very little, kind of am afraid of public buses.
Mm-hmm. No, I've been afraid of public buses since, gosh, you probably heard about it from like a Bailey Sarian video. There was this dude who stabbed the guy next to him on the bus for no apparent reason.
So, short episode for the first episode, but that is all the information I could find on this. And so, Karina, what are your thoughts on this little story?
Honestly, that's like way nicer than I expected our first episode to be. It's just very pleasant.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at it. I'm like, this doesn't sound too bad. Yeah, there's a small possibility you might just go poof, but for the most part, it does help people a lot, and they tend to come out better on the other side. So who really knows? Yeah, I know. Kind of sad it's short, but I do have longer episodes. I do have longer episodes coming, so
we will definitely have a longer episode next week. And next week we're gonna get into more of the like death and dying and woo stuff, ghosties. But this was a nice little intro episode.
Yep. So do you want to share what the actual next week's episode is, or do you just want to leave the viewers with that little
I will share what the next episode is. So next week we are going to be covering the Scottish legend of Kelpies, what we know, what we don't, and they go back centuries, so woo.
All right, and while this episode wasn't, I was gonna say this episode wasn't super heavy, but what is our positive wishes for the? What are our positive wishes for the week?
Ooh, I wish that when you go to Starbucks next time, the person in front of you pays for your drink.
That sounds delightful.
I know.
Let's see. My wish is, every time you go to look for something on Netflix and you don't know what you want to watch, you do end up finding the thing that you want to watch. Let's face it, sometimes Netflix these days is pretty hit or miss.
Yeah, I really needed that like last night. So hopefully that works today. Apparently your wishes are coming true, so.
Fingers crossed. Let's see if I can eat 2 for 2.
All right. So thank you everyone for joining us this week. We hope to see you again next week. Much love to you. Have a good one.
Yep. And thank you so much for listening to my rambling along with and please like this video and subscribe and maybe leave a little comment if you so wish. We will try our best to get back to them because not that many people are commenting, so we are able to have a little more one-on-one time with the people who are commenting. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week for Karina's first official episode.
Bye. Bye.